Recruitment of reservists with combat experience, medical commission, high-quality military training, providing with the necessary equipment. This is how, according to the Kremlin propagandists, mobilization is ongoing in Russia. In fact, those who, according to official regulations, should not be in the ranks of conscripts, fall under the conscription ring. Military commissars are mobilizing fathers with many children, those over 60 years old, as well as students from the state universities and colleges. One of them is Evgeny Osipov from Volgograd.
After school, Evgeny was conscripted into the army. He was a cook. Then he returned to civilian life, worked, and this year he entered a branch of the Moscow University of Finance and Law in Volgograd. The summons was delivered to his home, the Kikvidzensky district, on September 24th. He did not run. He understood that he was a student, and they would not take him. He came home, took the summons, and went to the military registration and enlistment office. From there, he was sent straight to the assembly point, and later to the training center of the Ministry of Defense. Larisa Lisitsa, aunt of the mobilized Evgeny Osipov, in a comment for Volgograd Online.
Sick liver, gastritis and hepatitis, such a bouquet of diseases, according to Russian military commissars, is not a hindrance to mobilization. Yuri Yushko, with chronic diseases in the medical record, was brought a summons. He is already being prepared to be sent to the war.
He was inspected by a gastroenterologist, but doctor said that his illness was not subject to any delay. The only suggestion was to go to the hospital, but there are the same people, conscripted without a medical commission, with diseases such as epilepsy, hernia. Someone went with broken ribs.
Those who fail to avoid mobilization are going to war at their own expense or are simply looting in Ukraine.
Only on TV they lie that ammunition is good here, the weapons are good. I'm wearing knee pads, an underdog, everything that was looted, interception of a phone conversation.
Among the conscripts there are those who were given ammunition and equipment. This video was filmed by mobilized tankers. You are in the tank, the deputy commander told them.
Here are the machine guns that were given out.
Russian mobilized are at the front within a few days after receiving the summons.
There are already wounded from the battalion of our guys. They are in the hospital. These guys confirmed that the training did not take place. There are no commanders. That it turns out that they are thrown like a living target.
According to the calculations of the Important Stories edition, the armed forces of Ukraine eliminated at least 26 mobilized Russians for a month in Ukraine. Evgeny Bizayev was drafted on September 28th. Few days later, the man got to the front. In the last video message before his death, he said, "We will return only with a victory, alive, healthy." A resident of Krasnoturinsk was buried on October 19th. And this is the funeral of Andrei Nikiforov, a mobilized from St. Petersburg, was killed near Kherson. On this photo, funeral of the mobilized from the South Ural, Timur Medshin. After the burial, a representative of the local administration asked the mother of the killed to return back 62,000 rubles spent on the ceremony. In order not to die in a foreign land, some Russian servicemen refuse to participate in hostilities. For this, they are threatened with criminal cases and kept in the so-called military commandant's office in the occupied territory of the Luhansk region.
This is how we sleep, this is how we eat. Everything is raw, everything is like homeless. Such is the life in the commandant's office.
If there is no way to avoid being mobilized and sent to Ukraine, the only way to stay alive and not become a war criminal is to surrender to the armed forces of Ukraine. Reported by Serhiy Kulyas, Valeria Nikipelova, UATV News.